Hello. Who's there? Oh, can I see something? Yes. Hello, everyone. Oh, is the sound working? I hope so. Going with this to the smartphone. I think it works. Okay. I just thought why I always do weird videos and talk about everything when I can just talk to you. I mean, we can talk together. Live chat. Maybe you have questions. Maybe I have questions. Maybe you know something. I thought we can talk just a bit and about everything. I mean, about what ID3 is going through right now. Is everybody well out there? I'm well again. I was sick, not the sickness that we're all talking about. I was just sick, but in a very, uh, very bad timing. So right after my wife went to Edinburgh, Scotland, and then came back 2 weeks later. She was sick, and a few days later, I was sick, and it was just very weird timing. But no doctor here in Germany wanted to see us because they thought, we don't think so. It's very unlikely, but still, just stay home. So I was home from work for 2 weeks, and then I came back to work, and everything changed. Yes, so big changes for everyone. And yes, let's talk about the ID3. It's just a lot of speculations going on. I mean, there's still, Volkswagen still has to sell a lot of electric cars this year to meet the EU requirements for the CO2 level of their whole fleet. Yes, I'm feeling way better. It's all fine. It was a normal sickness. No coughing, no fever, anything like that. Just normal. First throat, then nose, sniffles for a long time. Um, yes. Hope you're staying safe too. Dublin, Ireland, Netherlands. That's nice. It's very nice to connect with so many people so far away. Oh, I returned the e-app. When was it? Oh my God, a long time ago. March 19th. I had it for 2 weeks. I'm just afterwards. I edited all the videos and then uploading in every 2 days. One or I drove 2,200 kilometers in it, and I have to apologize with the e-up too. But let's stay with the ID3 right now. So Volkswagen has to meet those requirements, the EU. I'm pretty sure now with the whole Corona thing, I'm pretty sure that car makers in Europe or car makers with the EU, I'm pretty sure they will get a bit of leeway for CO2 because they couldn't produce anything, but they also couldn't produce any fossil cars. That means that their average CO2 is lower as well. And have you heard that the Volkswagen has 20,000 orders for the e-up, for the new e-up since December or something? Sounds about right. I thought of it myself. Really did. Yeah, I thought about it too. In Max version, I chose the Plus version for the ID3. Maybe I chose the wrong one because of all the features, but 4,000 euros more for a feature that I don't need. But it would just be nice to show you guys. Servus. Ja, Schaukel. um, where was I? Oh God, lose my thought. No, I have no idea how Citigo and Me is selling. I was invited to test the Seat Me in Spain so last November. But with the ID3, is if Volkswagen is honest about their their speech. Then they're just working on the software, and that the cars, a lot of cars were being built before, and they want to stick to the summer thing. So I really hope that we still see the car August, September. I mean, a lot of people are talking in a Facebook group. When you go through, a lot of people are talking that it will come soon. Chat always goes away. It's way too fast. There is the roof rack thing. I think was already answered. I thought so because someone posted pictures of the roof, and you can see there are things where a roof rack should be attached. And some German guy, sorry, emailed Volkswagen, and they said yes, you can have a roof rack. So I think that was answered. And what the other? I have no idea how the impact of this pandemic right now on the EV thing. I mean, of course, it's a problem that gas is now cheap. It depends on your country about the deposit. So in Germany, I heard that we can order the car from week 21, and this is May 18th. And I've seen that in Denmark and somewhere else they already could place orders for the car. That would be nice if this is then possible. I think a lot of people were talking about that the ID3 will come in June. I doubt that now. Even if the cars are not being built, but the software people are working home. Der King im Ring! Cool! Yes! Where was I? God, way too many questions here. Yeah, the cards. I know that they're starting with the ID3. They're starting people that work for Volkswagen get the ID3 to test out. But I thought this would have been started long time ago. But they've seen people driving it in the wild. I have no idea what the prices of diesel are in Germany. I know that normal fuel is, what is it, 130 something? But in Canada, the prices is like 50% of what it cost before. That's amazing. But hopefully that will have an impact. Do you think ID3 will be delayed from delivery date you were expecting? I was expecting, well, last year I was expecting ID3 to come in April 15th. That's not gonna happen in 10 days. Then when the whole thing started with software problems, and then it will come in summer, I thought. I'm still now thinking that it's in September, so the last week of summer, so week 38, September 14th, something like this. How is everybody out there? Come on, let me know. Fuck the prices. Ooh, demonetized. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I think it won't be here in September, and I don't think that they will do the whole delivering 30,000 cars at the same time. I think the whole virus made that plan go wrong. And I was on the list to get the wishing. Yeah, it would be nice. No, I didn't get any email from Volkswagen in a long time. Very long time. Month. I don't even think I got an email this year. Did I? No, nothing going on here. I'm on the list to get a Renault Zoe ZE50, but because of the trouble right now, I would have received it already and can do all the tests, but no, I'm not getting it. Yeah, the software with the ID3, I'm pretty sure that they're still working even in home office. I know that a lot of Volkswagen people are in home office. I have contact with them, so where I get the test cars and the event manager, they have very good contact with. It's all home office, and I think that they can do they can do a software at home. So, I mean, with remote computers, using the home computer to connect to the computer at work and then do the software thing. We do that at work as well. Half of our people are home and working with their home computer, but they're using their computer at work. So I think that the car will come with not all the functions, and with that I mean I think it will, of course, drive and have all the Bluetooth connectivity, but maybe that over-the-air update won't work, and that internet connectivity won't work in the beginning, and that they can do troubleshooting via over-the-air. I'm pretty sure it won't work in the beginning, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, homeworking. I'm not homeworking. I have to go to work tomorrow, but I'm only working half time right now. That sucks. But three and a half hours of work, I can do that. Still get paid. With the e-up, I wanted to talk to you about the whole e-up experience, because that was amazing to receive a press car from Volkswagen for 2 weeks, and that I was able to drive how much I wanted to do. Uh, I can do anything. Couldn't even go out to European countries, other countries. But then I was lucky when I went to Prague, to the Czech Republic. Then a week later, Prague, the border was closed. So that was lucky to do that. But with the e-up, I wanted to do way more. I wanted to do the 1,000-kilometer test, and I wanted to do a scenic road thing, go to Austria. Well, that couldn't have worked anyways. It was better. And I wanted to go to northern Italy. That wouldn't have worked. But just to go to nice places. No, I did not watch Model Y. Just not a car that I'm interested in. Anything that's... I'm interested in the Model 3, but Model Y, the size is just not something that's interesting to me. Better deal for ID3, I think, is the Plus. The Max is for me. I mean, it all depends on the features that you want and need for your car. But for me, the Plus is the best mix with everything that I want. That's just for me. That's up to you. Especially since I was in Dresden at the pre-booking event, and I learned that the Plus, that the first doesn't have the preheating without being plugged in, and I want that. That's the main reason to have an EV. I want to be at work or at home, and I'm saying, "Ooh, I want to leave in half an hour." I will preheat the car. Ping! I want that. Where was I? With the e-up. Yes, sorry. So, e-up. I wanted to do way more, but there were a few problems. First, someone really important to me got very sick, and I didn't want to get too far away. And I wanted to be closer to home and not do a 1,000-kilometer thing. And with the e-up, 1,000 kilometers would have taken 15, 16 hours. It's a long day, and a lot of charging, and I didn't want to do that. Then my wife got sick, and then I got sick, and then this whole pandemic started, so it was all screwed. And so I didn't drive as much, even though I drove 2,200 kilometers with the car. I wanted to do way more. Yes, I have to go to here. Is preheating on the max? Well, preheating is on every ID3, but the first edition, so the first for 40,000 euros, cannot preheat it heating without being plugged in. The max, of course, has that. What do you think about Sono Motors? The car, I think, when they revealed the Xeon, the car was interesting, but it took way too long. Since then, the cars that are being announced, most of them are way better with range, charging, power, and features, and even price. I think the e-up is an amazing deal. I calculated because I asked Volkswagen about the e-Golf to get that as a press car to do long distance driving with it, and the e-Golf with not a lot of features costs double, almost with more features, really double the price of the e-up, and it's the same battery, just more powerful and way more features, of course. But do you need all those features? That's the question. So, and I think Sono Motors, I think they're too far behind right now. They will have their fans. And we'll see. What's up with the bike rack for ID3? First, is it possible to order a bike rack? Yes, you can. There is the bike rack, of course, and so you have your tow hook, but only for that bike rack, and you can order it if you want. Did you mean if you mean the roof rack? Then this you have to buy yourself, but it should be possible to have a roof rack. Well, preheating is the best, is one of the best features of the electric car. When I had the e-up, I had my own car in the garage and the e-up in front, and I had it programmed with every day in the morning, charge up to 80%, I used the charge limit, and I wanted to be preheated to 23 degrees. It was amazing. Every day at work, well, I did it only for 5 days, then I was sick when I had the car, but get in and it's warm, it was nice. The hysteria about the ID3 software issues, I'm pretty sure Volkswagen has problems with it, and with problems I mean that it takes longer than they thought, and maybe the planning wasn't perfect on it. It will get done at some point, but maybe it will take longer than we all thought. So, like I said, a lot of people were expecting to get the ID3 in April or May, and that's not going to happen because of the software. It's hysteria, yes, and people love when there's big problems, but I really think it's hard to do that. It's not that easy. Why can't I see the chat all the time? Which information I would like to know. I want to know when the exact time when it's being delivered. This would be my most important question. Oh, thank you for watching. Thanks. Schaukelstuhl. Plus the max is preheating, right? Yes. Yes, exactly. Goran Carlson. That's exactly what it is. Just the first doesn't have. They all again. They all have preheating, but the first doesn't preheat when it's not plugged in. All the others have this. They call it. Have a different name for it. Climatronic, whatever plus or whatever, and this can preheat without being plugged in, which is horrible, I have to say, for the ID3 standard first edition, because the e-up can do it. So that's a bit of a shame. They should be ashamed that it's not in every. Do you know when it will be possible to get an offer on ID3 in the dealership? On the dealership, there will be a long time. Right now, it's about Volkswagen to release the prices in every country, and then you go to the dealership and order it. I drove the Kona. I live in Las Vegas. Pre-cooling is the best. That's true. And the old, so the Kona that I drove 2018, 2019, so right over New Year's Eve, the Kona that I drove there, it couldn't preheat without being plugged in, but now it got updated, and the 2020 Kona has pre-cooling, preheating without being plugged in. Great. I don't think that there will be discount on a normal ID3 by VW dealers. I'm pretty sure that Volkswagen will want to sell as many ID3 as they can, and they know with the whole virus thing going on right now, they know that a lot of people will cancel because they don't know if their job is all fine and they can afford it. So they will make amazing deals with leasing, I'm pretty sure. Even heard someone mentioning it's possible that there will be 0% leasing and stuff like this. And they get packages that they store your wheels or winter wheels changing and stuff like this. So I'm pretty sure the deals for the ID3, they will be good if the orders are being cancelled, or the pre-booking. If everybody stays on their pre-booking, why would they do that? Then they will keep the price as they said, and it will be the prices they announced, just €1 less or whatever. Yeah, the first line in Portugal has been confirmed it will preheat without being plugged in. When I was in Dresden, they said the exact opposite. I'm just repeating what they told me. Maybe they changed it. They also told me that the first edition will never have two climate zones, just one climate zone, and then they changed it. Then this afterwards they said that now it has two, so maybe they don't even know. I have no idea if the coolant is the same in the batteries for the heat pump. No idea. The fluids need to be changed, of course, but not regularly. So I don't think that even Tesla has to change their cooling for the battery. My delivery is tomorrow at 3. I didn't know that. Thank you. That would be amazing. I haven't even ordered it yet or paid anything. First edition sold out November, and then here we need. I think it take to as it's going right now. I don't think that the standard ID3, so not first edition, will come this year. I really don't think so. The online configurator should come the same time as people in Germany can order the first finally order the first edition. So it should be again week 21. Yes. Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah, cat coming in. Where were we? Yes, lots of Irish people could cancel their orders. A lot of people in Great Britain canceled their order. What is this? Is your prices, are they so horrible? Because the German ones didn't. It's good that you had the email with confirming the preheat. I'm just repeating what they told me. Everything can change. Most of it is software, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I don't have to pay? It's free for me. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So the e-up was returned March 19th. I had it from March 5th to 19th, so exactly 2 weeks. And it came here by an older guy. Well, that's not important, but he drove it here. So he drove the whole way from Wolfsburg, where it's produced, where the main factory for Volkswagen is, and then he drove it here, and then went home with his. Brought him to the train station, and he went home. But then picking up from here was different. A guy called me, and because the whole virus thing was already going on, and said, "Put the key just behind the wheel, and I'm coming." And I put it in a trailer, and then I drive it home. So it wasn't driven home; it was in a trailer. You're way too fast for me. There we are. Prices 49K. Yeah, but that's in when you say Irish prices. I have no idea what is. You have euro. Then it's okay. Then you're cheap. We have 40, 46, and 50 in Germany. Yeah, that's it. What's in Great Britain, then you have only line 2. Yeah, that's true. That's a problem. If the lane assist in the ID3 is the same as in the e-up, then it's just a safety thing. It's not autonomous driving. But I know that the max, so every ID3 will have that lane assist, or maybe it's the plus, I can't remember. But the max has this travel assist, and I think that's a bit better. And I'm a bit disappointed because I thought that every ID3 should have the same functions as the e-Golf. So, and the e-Golf had the travel assist, so really staying in the road, not just pulling you back when you go over the road, so it's steering constantly. The lane assist in the e-up was just annoying. It really was. You're just going a bit close to the lane because not always driving perfect, or it's easier, or you don't want to go through a hole, and then it pulls you back. Oh, and on the highway, if you don't set the blinker, oh my God, big trouble. It's not beeping; it's just taking over the steering. Yeah, and I think ID3 should have the same as the e-Golf. Need to go, no need to go. Yeah, that is a cat. Yes, we have a cat. Yeah, I even thought about it myself. Is it good to order the ID3 right now with what? Of course, I thought about it myself, and I thought to getting the e-up. E-up. I mean, the configuration I would want would be around 16,000 euros minus, so 22, 23, but minus incentives. So 16,000 euros. That's an amazing price. But I could never see myself going further than 200 kilometers. It's just, the charging is not good, and the range is not good. But for a daily driver to go to work or anything, it was amazing. And if you don't need a lot of space, I liked it a lot. Yeah, it was really nice. So I did see the last questions. Yeah, again, yes, the seats were horrible for my wife because she's so short, and the seats for some reason were too big for her, so she couldn't sit in there normally. She had to sit like this, which is weird for us for a small car. You want to see the cat? Here's the cat. Where was I? It. The normal prices for the ID3, it all depends. It all depends what you want. If in the first edition is stuff in there that you want, that you really want to have, if it's a configuration that you like, I think it would fit. Kia e-Niro lane assist was I think was different. Same with Kona. It's nice, thanks. The Kia e-Niro and the Kona thing, it felt like it was keeping it in the lane, and with the e-up, with the cheap lane assist, it just didn't do anything with the steering wheel, and then when it noticed you are at the lane, then it pulled you back, but not, okay, I'm driving you. Didn't feel like that. Yeah, charging pass. So the WeCharge app or a WeCharge card that you get with the ID3. We know already Ionity prices. It's either 50 something. What was it? 50 cent, 55. I can't remember. Or you, if you pay 10 euros a month, then you get Ionity prices for 33 euro cent for kilowatt hours, and with calculation, if you use it if you use the Ionity chargers once a month for 50 kilowatt hours, then it's already cheaper if you do that. No, I think that the software issues, yes, of course the ID3 is, it's all ground up, but I think the ID3, what the difference between e-Golf or even Nissan Leaf or Kona or anything like this is that they wanted, they're trying to do the same as Tesla is doing. The whole car is a computer on wheels, and it connects to everything and connects to you, what you are saying, what you are doing, and the internet, and that they can see where the car is and what's happening with the car and all of this. And they never had done this before, and it just turns out to be harder than they thought. Yeah, ID3 will be amazing for my channel, that's true. And it's amazing for me because it's not just that I want it for a channel, I want it. Oh God, Taycan, yes, that's a story. Yeah, you think the video about head-up display are in... I think that that augmented reality head-up display, it really will look like what they're saying, and it's not very hard. I mean, it just has to know where you are, where your eyes are, and it has to know the distance. I mean, you see it when you do video editing, and you do a distance thing in video editing, and it works very well. So I'm pretty sure they can achieve that. I'm pretty sure it will work amazingly, and the whole head-up display will be great. Kilowatt hours at home for me is 26 or 27 cents. At Ionity chargers with Maingau card, which are still providing Ionity chargers here in Germany, it's 35 cents. I don't think that it all depends with petrol prices. Yes, they're getting cheaper, but your home price is still cheaper, especially in other countries where they have night thingies. The prices at home are still way cheaper than gas. The charging speed on the e-up was disappointing. What charging speed do you expect from the ID3? Well, charging speed for the e-up is it's worse than the e-Golf, and I think it has to do with how they put it in there, that they don't want it to get so hot or so, or they thought it's a city car anyways, we're not doing anything. Maybe it's this. The ID3, I'm pretty sure when they say 100 kilowatt, they can afford like Kona where they said 100 kilowatt and then charge with 73. I'm pretty sure Volkswagen ID3 will charge with 100 kilowatt. Not, of course, the whole time, but I think they know from what they learned from the Audi, how this car is charging, and it's charging phenomenal, and the Porsche Taycan is charging phenomenally. I think the ID3 will ramp up to 100 kilowatt very fast and will hold the 100 kilowatt to over 50% and then go slowly down. That's what I'm expecting from the ID3. Where are we? In Frankfurt, there will be 3 battery sizes and also 3 spec levels. Now with Pure Plus and Max, I'm confused, so it's just 1 battery size for a level. So with the ID3, if you didn't know, Jim T, there are 3 battery sizes, but not in the first edition. First edition has only 1 battery size, 58 kilowatt hours, and then you have 3 lines. First, yes, he wants out. You have 3 lines, which is First, Plus, and Max. And but when you can configure the car, so after the first edition delivery, so you can configure the car. It will most likely be still the 58 kilowatt hour battery, but then you configure it without the first edition stuff. After that will be the small battery and then the big battery. So if you want the 3 battery sizes choices of the 3, this will still take a while. I don't think it will be even in It won't be this year, maybe next summer. Who knows? Where are we? God, you're way too fast for me. You need to test drive. Would you let me test drive your ID3? Of course, I will do. If I get the ID3, I want to do very long trips and hopefully meetups at chargers, and then people can look at the car and everything. 11 cents per kilowatt hours in Vegas. Yeah, of course, but you guys are crazy. The good thing with the 26 I have at home is that it's renewable energy. That's nice. But because why not? No, I think that the reality display will work in every country because it's not about what your road signs are, everything. It just knows from the navigation system that in 100 meters you have to go left, and so it will project in the screen. It just will make it smaller and make it look like it's in the distance. It's not projecting it on the road. It's just looking like it's on the road, and then it will show you in 100 meters you have to go left. So this will work everywhere. Oh my God, where are we? God, you way too fast. Slower. I pay one sec. Prince, have you compared the dimension of ID3 to the Model Y? No, I have not. The Model Y, I'm sure, is way bigger. I know that the ID3 is even shorter than the Model 3. Yeah, that's why I did the +2 with the Matrix headlights. I wanted to 0 cent with solar panel. That's true. Oh! Now I have a little story about Porsche. Yes, I know Björn Nieland is always making fun of Porsche. Who cares? It doesn't matter how you pronounce it. I'm pretty sure everybody is pronouncing Hyundai or Hyundai wrong. But Porsche, so I wrote them about the Taycan because I noticed that a lot of German YouTubers were getting the Taycan to test drive. And of course I wanted it too, and I wanted to do 1,000 kilometers, and I wanted to do it against the Model 3. This would have been amazing, and do it on a German highway. I already started calculating the consumption and everything, and I looked at other videos what the consumption was with them at higher speeds, and it looked very well. And I even already was planning a thing and everything, and I contacted Porsche about the Taycan if I can get a press car, and I told them what I wanted to do, and I got an email back. Yes, can you please send us your media data? I had no idea what that is. So I had to look it up. So apparently people that are doing this for work, they have a little sheet where it says everything about their company and what they're doing, and how many subscribers they have, and what's their target audience and stuff like this. I didn't have that, so I wrote down a few things and did that. Wait, sorry, I have to keep up what your people are saying. Yeah, that somebody somebody told on the Facebook group that ID3 should be able to be ordered in Germany in week 21. But I know that in Denmark and somewhere else they could already order it. No, I don't have any long-term plans to move. I will stay here. The rent here is amazingly cheap. We like it here. We'll stay here until we could afford something else. And I don't think that will happen anywhere soon. Will ID3 have software updates over the air? Yes, it will have that, but even in December they told me it will not have it from the start. You will get an update very soon when you get the car. You have to go to a dealership, then you get an update, and then software updates over the air will work. But now with the whole software problems and maybe delay, maybe it's not in there for a longer time. in case there are improvements compared with first car shown in Frankfurt, which one would you like? So which improvements? Okay, bye Schaukel. Ich muss morgen auch um 5 aufstehen. Come on. It's fine. Get up at 5. Who needs sleep? Bye. Improvements compared to the first car. I mean, a lot of people are complaining with the ID3. I'm coming back to Taycan later. I know with the questions, because I will forget if I don't answer the questions right now. A lot of people are complaining with the ID3 about the interior quality, and I'm coming. No. In a second to come back to Taycan. The interior quality for the ID3 for me was totally fine. Maybe it's not standard to a 40,000 euro fossil car. Ooh, 4 a.m. That's early. Ooh, hoo, hoo. But come on, yeah, it's true. 7 hours of sleep. We need that at our age. Good night. Have to do it next time. I have to do it earlier. Huh? Where was I? Yes. So the interior maybe for the ID3 is for 40,000 euro fossil car, not comparable. But for an electric car, I think it's okay. And I'm coming from very cheap, horrible cars, so for me, it's just fine. So I don't see any problem. Yes, with light, but the oh god, I spit. The e-Golf had a very nice interior as well. But again, for me, it's not a problem. It's not a problem to me. Porsche. Okay, I go back to Porsche. So I sent them the info. I made a nice thing with I don't know, pictures from my videos that they see that I drove a lot of cars, and hopefully they will like. But I never heard back. This was, I don't know, when was this? 2 weeks ago? No. Where are we? We had Sunday. No, it was a week ago. Yeah, it was a week ago, and I was hoping it would work. I was hoping I would get the Taycan because I had a great plan for April Fool's Day. It would be amazing. I would have told you, hey, I'm getting the Porsche Taycan. And I will do all this test, blah blah blah, and then next day would have said, it would made a video and say, hi, April Fools, you all thought that I will get the Porsche Taycan, a 200,000 euro car, me tiny YouTube guy here, and then yes, but I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm a small fish. I'm a very small fish. The people in Germany that got the Taycan to test out were all people with 10, 15, 20 or more thousand subscribers, and me with my measly 3,007. But I have the best subscribers. Yeah. Where were we? Let's go on. Where was I? What about the rear seats of the e-up? I made a video where I was sitting in front and in the back. It's called I Show You the Car. You can check that out. And if a grown-up is sitting in the front in the Volkswagen e-up, a grown-up in the back is not comfortable. The head space was okay, but the leg space is just horrible. I mean, the car seats are even made that it has a dent in it, so you can put your knees in there. So, but when you have kids in there, it's all fine. Then we should offer winter package with heat pump and heated wheel as an option with any trim level. I would have loved the heat pump in every ID3. That's also a shame. E-Golf has bad range. When I was driving it, it's almost 2 years ago, I thought so too, but now that I drove the E-Up and I know that the E-Golf is charging faster, maybe it's okay. But range is, of course, where are we? Yeah, the range in the E-Golf with 32 kilowatt hour battery, or 34, I can't remember, is of course only 200 kilometers in the real world, a bit above in the summer. The electric Mini, I asked them too if they want to give me a car, but they never wrote back. Mini it's a fun car. I was sitting in there and It's not a car that I would be attracted to. It's fine, but nah, that's just not my thing. Yeah, I would love to get a Polestar 2 to review it. I wrote them, I don't know, many months ago. They never replied. They don't care. I'm way too small, and I'm pretty sure that nobody is reviewing the Polestar right now. They want to do that all when delivery starts. And it should start in June, am I right? Oh, ID3 heat pump. Yes, the Max edition has the heat pump plus. So the first edition Max. Where are we? My favorite April Fool's Day proof was story. The Queen Elizabeth checking. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the was it is it the Chinese car, the Airways U5? Uh-huh. No, if I had no idea. Do you know how much time it takes to heat up the e-up, for example, from 10 to 20 degrees? That won't take long. It heats up with around 2 kilowatt, the e-up, and I wanted to do a heat up test, and I've started filming it, but I was fiddling around with the app while it was doing it, and then it stopped preheating. It was one day, it was frozen over, it was 0 degrees, the car was cold, and I thought, yeah, that's the perfect thing to film it. And then again, I fiddled with it, and then it stopped preheating, and then the car was already at 6 degrees or 7, whatever, and so I couldn't restart from the beginning. Really? You have press cars in Polestar too? Because a German, so Next Move, they ordered, it's a German electric car rental, and they have a big YouTube channel. They ordered the Polestar 2 and they could drive it in Sweden, but it wasn't a press car. My God, people in Oslo can drive. I didn't know that. But I don't want to drive the Polestar in a test drive and drive it for 2 minutes. First Max has heat pump in Germany for sure. Oh, it won't have a heat pump everywhere. I didn't know that. Sorry. Thanks for being impressed with the drone footage. I didn't film it. It was a friend who filmed the whole thing. I was just driving or standing there. No, I'm not doing advertising for Volkswagen. They have different people for that. But only heat pump in a Max, and would love Polestar if they have the deal with Ionity and Tesla to use the charge. That's true. If Polestar doesn't get Ionity prices, then the car is for nothing. Every car right now who doesn't have a connection with Ionity, that the prices are, that's why they did it. Let's be honest. Uh, I call Polestar showroom in the middle of Oslo. Yeah, I emailed them a few times. I think 2 times I emailed Polestar about that. But Ionity did what Tesla is doing for a long time. They're building their net, their charging net. The difference is the Ionity is also sponsored by the EU, and therefore they shouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, go to Oslo tomorrow. Oh wait, that's true. I can't. I can't even fly. I can walk. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the whole thing is everything is on ice right now. I emailed the contact at Volkswagen where I got the e-up, and again, I asked them if I can get an e-Golf. Yeah. Because I want to do not to show the car, but have some test drive with it. So better consumption tests. Because when I had the e-Golf the first time 2 years ago, I were only allowed to drive 300 kilometers. And with 300 kilometers, you can't test anything with an EV. I hope that in Germany there will be. I hope that I don't know how Polestar is. Maybe there are. Hyundai made a deal with Ionity as well. They are connected with Ionity. Hyundai, BMW, Daimler, Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi. The heated front thing in the e-up, I never used it. and I don't think I would ever use it. It was what I noticed: when you have a lot of sky in the front window, then it's annoying. Then you can see it. When it's not that bright, so when you have you notice it a lot when the ground is dark. It sounds horrible. And then the sky is very bright, and it's a lot of sky. If you're going downhill or something, no, uphill, then you notice it. So I don't need it. I'm glad that the ID3 won't have heated windshield. Ah, thank you, Polestar. Well, I only test drove the ID3, but it was a prototype. I don't think that they will drive the ID3 again until I will have mine. I doubt that there will be anything. Where are we? Polestar is currently building. Heard anything about Jürgen Stockmann test drive ID3 this weekend? Well, he's the one of the highest people of Volkswagen. Of course, he's one of the people who's getting an ID3. But I asked Volkswagen. When they said that their employees are driving the prototypes, it's still a prototype. If the car is not released to the public, it's still considered as a prototype. And they're driving those. And I asked Volkswagen if I can be one of those people. I can test it. I can do long distance drive. I don't know, write stuff down what doesn't work and everything. I told them that. And the answer I got is, do you have a prototype license? And I looked it up. It costs many thousand euros. So there's 2 steps. This is all about that you can drive a prototype who doesn't work properly. So you really have to know how to drive in situations. It's sitting in Jürgen's drive. I don't get it. Maybe Jürgen Stockmann has a prototype license. I have no idea. Yeah, Hyundai has made a deal with Ionic. No one knows the prices. That's true. They will come later, which is a bit sad because there are a lot of Konas driving around. Mm-hmm. Yes, I understand that. I had the same thing. Somebody was asking a rear-wheel drive on in winter conditions. That we know it all how it is. That you then was it oversteering, understeering? I can never remember. I think it's understeering, right? I don't know. I hope that Volkswagen is smart enough that they will put something in there if you are on ice, that the power and if it's sliding, then with the whole ESP, and that the power will go down, something like this. Thank you. Oversteering. I'm pretty sure Volkswagen is testing the car in winter conditions and knows and knows how it is. But what I noticed, I had the Kona in winter. And I drove, and I had it in winter conditions, and I had it when it was damp, and the Kona was horrible. The power just couldn't. In sport mode, you could never put your foot down, even when you were driving 50, 60. When you put your foot down fully, then you got spinning wheels, and then. And the torque vectoring, a lot of people are talking about it, and it should be something good, but it felt very unnatural being in the car and then just putting your foot down and accelerating very hard. It just felt like the car couldn't manage where it was going. It was one of my biggest problems with the Kona. And the ID3 with the rear-wheel drive, and it doesn't feel that amazingly powerful, I have to say that. It feels almost the same as, I would say the same as Kona and everything, and it is 150 kilowatt. And it just went off, and that felt way more safe. And I hope that in winter conditions they have tested it and have some electric brain and computer brain behind it, that it will work better. No. So somebody said that they like the heated front windshield. it works. I used it, never used it. Didn't need it. I preheated the car in 5 seconds. The warm air, because of electric heating, it's just warm in a second. It defrosts the front window right away. There was no. I don't see a need for that. The wheels spin far too easily. Yeah, that's true. The Kia e-Soul and Kia e-Niro are way better with accelerating from low speed to high speed, fully accelerating in sport mode. But I think they just reduced the torque in the beginning. Maybe they did this in the software update for the 2020 version of the Hyundai Kona as well. I have no idea. They need that. The Kona, if it's perfect condition, so if the road is totally dry and then you give it the beans, it can feel better than the other cars, so e-Niro and e-Soul. But most of the time you don't have the perfect conditions. Why don't buy e-Niro and Kona? Kona, both of those cars, e-Niro and Kona, are fossil cars changed to electric. They both charge only with 70 kilowatt. And I wanted a car that can charge faster, is built on electric. Thank you for reminding people to like. It's nice. The Kona, of all the cars I've ever driven, I said it 200 times, has the best regen system I ever drove. e-Niro and e-Soul are the same. Those regen things with the pedal shifters. With the pedal shifters, and then with the regen boost when you hold it. You think is missing on the e-up for a better car in a second. And so Kona and all those cars have the best regen system ever. I love regen, and that's why I liked it a lot. I also like the cockpit, how everything is working, that there are buttons. I'm not a fan of Tesla Model 3 with no buttons and to go through menus when you need something. I like the mix. I don't know yet if the ID3 has not enough buttons. We'll see. Kona and e-Niro are great cars, but I think I want to go to the next level where electric cars are being built as an electric car and not transformed. E-up, what's missing with the e-up? I will make a video about this anyways, talk about how was it to have 14 days and 2,200 kilometers in the e-up. When you do your daily driving to work, the e-up is an amazing car. Preheating, charging, the drive, the power is it's not a lot, but it's fine. It's more than my car. I have 107 horsepower or something in a fossil car with 1.6 liters gas, not diesel. And e-up has 83 horsepower, but it's faster. And at every point, so even at 100 when you floor it, it's just faster. The problem with the e-up is the speed, top speed limit at 135. That's just no. It should be 150. 130 is the speed that you should go on the highway. So it would be nice if you can pass someone. But here it's 135, and then nothing happens. That's for me is the biggest problem. But then it's of course it depends on what you need, range and charging speed. So long distance car, it's not. You need a lot of time, and I noticed that a lot, and we'll make a video about this as well. That range matters, because with more range, you get a bigger battery, and with bigger battery, you get higher charging speed. And this makes long distance driving, of course, way more fun and not so, oh my God. I mean, you saw it, above 70% was 15 kilowatt charging. Hello, Costa Rica, how are you? Everything well there? Biggest issue for me with the Model 3 is that there's only one screen in the center, and I want it in the middle of the car. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people also are complaining with, like he did, Model 3, that you have to look to the side and to see the speedometer. But you all know my car, my fossil car right now, which also has a speedometer in the middle, and till now I don't like it. Bye. Have to go. Bye. I will say hi. I will say hi. And still to this day, I don't like the speedometer in the middle. What am I doing here? I need this. Sorry, I have to go a bit down here. Yeah, that's better. Because I'm always moving around and then I'm not in the middle. It's bad. That's bad. 61 people. It's amazing. How are you guys? Anything new? Is anything happening? So, what I said, I asked if I can have an e-Golf. I asked Porsche for a Taycan. They didn't reply. I have the okay for the Renault Zoe ZE50 to get a press car, but it's all been postponed because of the whole thing. Yes, but I see other YouTubers, German YouTubers, they're still getting test press cars and everything. So I'm a bit sad. I want one too. I mean, this is considered my work. I get paid somehow from YouTube when you watch the videos, and so when I drive with this car, it's considered as work. So I'm allowed to drive around, and I don't see anyone. I'm not very social, even especially when I test electric cars. I will be in the car by myself, drive to a charger, and when I had the e-up, I had the e-up for 2 weeks, and I was at Ionity chargers. How many times? Oh my God, 6, 7 times, and there was only one time when there was another car charging. It was an Audi e-tron. It was only one time. All the other times I was alone at the charger, and it was 4 charging plugs. Oh, how you say that? Stations. But it was blocked twice by fossil cars, and you saw the video. Hopefully that Ionity didn't do anything. I know that where the speedometer of the Model 3 is, but still, you have to go to the side, and I don't like that. I want it in front, and everybody wants something different. If you're okay with the Model 3 having it there, that's fine. That's totally fine. Why? It's not a contest. Everybody wants something different. Where are we? You say that you want the car to be designed as EV from start, but the Kona is more efficient than ID3, isn't it? Nobody knows if the Kona is more efficient than the ID3 right now. How would you know that? Nobody's seen any numbers. We know the drag coefficient, I think, and it's better than the Kona. And we know that the motor is new, so we hope that it's better than the Kona. If I have to guess, I think that the ID3 will be more efficient than the Kona. Well, and efficiency is not the main thing about a car, electric car, if it has enough range. I mean, look at the e-tron. That's not very efficient, but it charges amazingly fast, it has power, and have a lot of space. If you like that, then this is your car. And for me, the ID3 is just the best mix. Oh God, where are we? I don't know, speedometer, it's true. About range, do you think we can do a 230-kilometer trip on national road with one charge with the e-up? If it all depends. In the winter, what I noticed, well, in the winter right now, in March, with under 10 degrees and maybe even a bit of rain, when you use the heat, then 200 kilometers, the range is 200 kilometers that it says, at around 100 kilometers an hour. But of course you don't drive to 0, so I would say you drive down to 190, 180 kilometers. In the summer, 230 should be no problem. That should be no problem. In the winter, unless you're like, screw heat, I have my jacket and my gloves, it's fine, then you don't need it. Will Seat Elborn be cheaper? I don't think Seat Elborn will be cheaper, and this I say because I see The prices difference between Volkswagen e-up, Seat Me Electric, and Skoda City 4 Eco, whatever. I can never remember the name. The prices are amazingly similar, and it's more about the features. It's not always about the prices. So I think the e-born will be cheaper because it will have less features, but with the same features, the prices will be very, very similar. It's built on the same chassis with the same battery at the same plant with the same people. Why would it be cheaper? Just because it has a different name. So I think they will make it cheaper, but they give it less options. Do you know the function adaptive cruise control with stop and go means? Yes, of course. That means that adaptive cruise control is, hopefully you know that, is that it has a radar in the front and it knows how far the next car is, and if you're driving 100 and it notices that the car in front is coming towards you, that it will slow you down and keep the distance. And with stop and go, it means that when you are in a traffic jam and you have adaptive cruise control on 50 or something and everything stops, it will stop. And then when driving continues, it depends on the software. If you have to tap the accelerator pedal, that it will continue driving and with the same thing, so keep the distance and then only speed up to the speed that you set, or it will do it automatically. It all depends on the car and how software, how it will do that. Where are we? Still in the bad place. What do you think about Mustang Mach-E? Mach-E looks amazing. Not outside, it's still, again, SUV size, a bit too big for me. I don't like the outside too much because of that, like the Kona. But the inside, the screen and everything looks very interesting. And I asked Volkswagen, I asked Ford about the press car or anything. And they said there won't be press cars in 2020, maybe in 21. And I asked them, what about some events? Can I go there and look at the car and maybe sit in it or anything? But nobody said anything. I really appreciate your thoughtful comments on reviews. I hope Porsche will contact you later on. I don't know if Porsche is not contacting me because they think I'm too small. I think that's it. Or they just don't contact me because they know they can get cars to people they don't know because of the whole virus thing. Yeah, e-up will be a big seller, small car and enough range and a lot of features. I liked it a lot. Driving the e-up was really a lot of fun, and again, daily driving, it was awesome. Going to work, my commute every day is a bit above 50 kilometers, and I preheated. I had a schedule plan, preheated in the morning, and I preheated it. This was when it was still cold. Now this week it will be warm, and even when work was over, I set it that it will preheat again from the battery without being plugged in. That was nice. It really worked. Somebody said something I didn't read. If Ionic was faster at charging, would you consider it? Driving the Ionic back then was awesome. It was my first electric car that I drove with the 100 kilowatt motor, I think, 136 horsepower. It was great back then. Now, I think it's a bit underpowered. Range is not enough, even with the big battery now. If they could fit a 60 kilowatt hour battery in there, they can charge up to 100 kilowatt and a 150 kilowatt motor, then I would think about it. Otherwise not. My biggest problem with the Ionic was fun car and everything amazing, and of course showing the charging speed, but the new one does that. My problem with the Ionic was how you sit in the car. It felt like the back window, so the whole top of the car is very flat, and especially the back window. And if you want to see the car behind you, you cannot be too high. You have to sit very low so you can see cars behind you, not just the next car to you. It has to be so 2-3 cars behind you, and therefore I had to sit very low, and the door was like here, so I was feeling like I was sitting in a tub, and it was a weird sitting position. I didn't like that too much, but it wouldn't be a reason for me not to buy the car. I don't think so. Okay, Mustang E looks like great EV, but no idea when it went in such a weird way to open the doors. Well, they tried something. Your viewers aren't rich enough for Porsche. I don't think the Porsche Taycan, when you do a video about this, especially when it's something special, I think that, yes, my subscribers are maybe in a different price segment, because that's what I cover. And myself, I would never buy a Taycan. Why? It's way too expensive for what it can do. Unless you are one that wants to take the car to the track and have a Porsche that drives around the track, anything like this, then this could be your car. But for the normal people who want to go to a distance driving, then it's way too expensive. Model S long-range performance for the price is just way better. Yes, but I think that if you make a video about the Porsche Taycan, I think the people that are interested in the car will watch it. It doesn't have to do with if your subscribers want it. New Zoe in a test drive by you would be great. Yes, the new Zoe again. New Zoe. I was planned to have a test drive, get a press car, but because of the whole virus thing, it's postponed till they contact me. I have no idea when. The Peugeot E208, I asked, and they said, "Nah, I don't think so." They were really weird. It was a very weird contact. Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, when I make videos in Germany in English, it's an international video, and they were complaining that if I drive the car in Germany, then German people won't watch the video, and therefore it's for nothing. I didn't get that. I thought it's about advertising or info about the car all over the world. Why just Germany? And e-corsa the Opel contact was weird too. I contacted them, and then they forwarded my email to someone else. He replied and said, "Hey, come to the Frankfurt Motor Show," but I couldn't make it at the press day. And then I emailed him again and said, "Sorry, press day didn't work. Anything else when we contact?" And he never wrote back. And I did it, I think, twice. Nobody cared. After watching your videos, I wish we had them in Canada. The ID3 was too big for us first. Yet just the ID4. Yeah. And you don't get the E-Up as well. Sorry. Oops. Movement in left in UK. E-Up lights, does the missing fog lights on necessary winter trips? I have no idea. I drove only one night. It was even the first day where I drove at night with the car. All the other days I was home before it was dark. The light was great. I have no idea it would be missing fog lights if there would be a problem. Do you know anything about the bus? No, I have no idea about the bus. I'm pretty sure that Volkswagen will make it and they're happy, but it will be all off the ID3 and ID4. ID3 this year, and then next year with the normal configuration. Next year also, I would say in the summer, maybe later, ID4, and then after this, when they know how production is and they get different factories, then it will be bus and everything. Perhaps it's a Peugeot thing when I want to deal in front of. Well, that a dealer tells you in Portugal that the E208 is rubbish. I'm pretty sure it has to do with that they don't want to sell EVs because they're not making a lot of money off it. They make more money with the fossil cars. Of course, no. I know that the Porsche Taycan it's not the same as a Model S. I know that it's a sports car. I just for my view how I make all my videos out of my perspective, and I don't need a sports car. I don't need to drive on a track, and I don't need that kind of handling. I liked the whole interaction with the car. I read the manual. You can download the Porsche app, and then you can read the manual of the Porsche Taycan, the whole thing, and it has many features where I'm like, wow, that's a lot of features and a lot of things that you can adjust and do, and it's really great. And the charging speed, of course, is phenomenal. Have you seen the Car Maniac video where he charges the car from 2% to 90, I think? It's just amazing, the charging speed. Oh my God, that is fun. And have you seen the consumption at 200 kilometers an hour? So next move had they ordered the Taycan and they got to test drive in Leipzig with the Porsche Taycan, and they I think I don't know which was if it was the Turbo S, I have no idea. And uh, at 200 kilometers an hour, average consumption is 450 watt hours per kilometers. But hello, 200 kilometers an hour, that's boom. Yes, that's so it would be a lot of fun to do the 1,000-kilometer test on a German highway on Sunday, where you can drive a constant 180 to 200 and then charge Ionity with 250 kilowatt and then do it again. Yeah, every dealer is different, and I know that Volkswagen has had a meeting with a lot of dealers and showing them the ID.3 and trying to convince them to sell them and to sell electric cars. I mean, soon they will only have electric cars, so they will have to switch, and that yes, they will have less maintenance, but then they can make money in a different way. I'm pretty sure they're trying to. They're not mean like other car manufacturers where they don't care about their dealers. Am I all out of topics? What else? What else did happen? Did anything else happen? There was talk talked about it before that Maingau. So in Germany, Ionity chargers are now 79 cents at most providers. So at WeCharge app, at Plug Serving, Shell Recharge, formerly known as the New Motion, EnBW, German power company, had Ionity for 39 cents or 49, depending on what you are. Yes, I saw that video too with Next Move and Model 3, but they did it at 130 or 150 kilometers an hour. I want to do it at 180 to 200. And so it will be interesting then. And where was I? Yes, and so, but EnBW since April 1st said no more Ionity chargers, so you cannot even charge because EnBW want same charging prices for all the chargers. So DC is always 39 to 49 cents depending on your contract. Doesn't matter where you charge. So they wanted to make it simple. Ionity is just too expensive, and that's why they kicked them out. So the only affordable price right now is Maingau, where you still have 35 cents for kilowatt hours for Ionity charging. And everybody was saying, oh my God, well, everybody, one news thing said, oh my God, they cannot hold that price for 35 cents. They will have to increase the prices as well. And then, my God, Ionity charger will be expensive, and it's a problem for me too when I have cars. And but Maingau replied, I think April 2nd or even April 1st, and can't remember. And they replied, no, they're keeping Ionity at the same price for now. They didn't say for now, but they're just saying they're keeping the price. Who knows if it's forever? I don't think it will be forever. Where are we, dear wife? Does your wife like the e-up ride comfort? She didn't drive the e-up. She wasn't allowed to drive the e-up. The drive was was very comfortable for her too, except for the seat. She hated the seat. I said it before, she's very short, and the seats, so where you sit on, is amazingly, for a small car, amazingly long. So for her to have the legs, so the knees down, she had to sit more in front, and there was space in the back, and therefore she needed a pillow, and then it worked. So she didn't like the car at all to sit in. It was very uncomfortable for her, but the ride quality with the e-up was way better than I expected. Way better than Renault Zoe, the old one. I don't know about the new one. Compared to your previous tested EV cars, I'm really jealous of you. Yeah. The ID3 compared to other EVs, power was underwhelming when you drove Model 3 or Model S before, but it's in the same range as Kona, e-Niro or e-Soul, 150 kilowatt. It was amazing that it has the traction with the rear wheel drive, that it just goes without spinning wheels, and that it feels that way. It felt comfortable, quiet in there, but it was way too short. It was a 10-minute drive where I could tell you any details. This is something that you need to, there was a person in the back, and there was the woman there that talked to us about the car. Now do this, now try this. And so when I want to test the car, I would need to sit in the car alone and drive the way that I want to. And then after 2 hours, I could tell you. But it seemed very good. I didn't feel anything that was weird, but I couldn't tell you if it's really that amazing unless I do it more. Taycan cannot charge up to 50 kilowatt chargers at 50 kilowatt. That's normal because it all depends voltage in amps on the 50 kilowatt chargers. I think there's only the what's the name of the Jaguar I-Pace you can charge really at 49 or 50 kilowatt on the 50 kilowatt chargers, but you don't charge Taycan at 50 kilowatt. I'm sorry. If you have to do it because there's nothing around, it's still fine, but normally you do it at Ionity or at home. Do you know how ID3 handles self-driving steering wheel feedback or eye control as Ford will do? I don't know if ID3 has eye control. Do you know how ID3 handles self-driving? I know that every ID3 will have the lane assist where it keeps you in the thing. Ooh, somebody give money. Oh my God. Thank you very much. I have to see who it is. Hello, thank you. That's very nice. My second one, the first one was in the Prague. It's so nice. Where was I? But I know that I know that the Max will have the travel assist and it will be better. And if it's like the e-Golf, then I think it's the same as Kona and everything. Not compared to Tesla Autopilot, but fine. For me, I don't need that. I'm not a big autopilot self-steering guy. I need my adaptive cruise control and that's it. I don't know if a lot of German car dealers are getting education about EVs. I know that Volkswagen did that. I don't know about other. Love to see the 100 kilometer Tesla. Good luck. I would love that too. It would be amazing. I had a nice track. And again, Tesla Model 3 long range dual motor against Porsche Taycan Turbo S. That would be just amazing. Started in Hengersberg. There's a Tesla supercharger, so he can charge, and there's a 50 kilowatt charger where the Porsche could charge. And I know a friend who has a Tesla Model 3, and I would have, did I say Model S before? I meant Model 3. And I wanted to then ask him if he wants to do that, but of course I didn't ask him so far because Porsche never contacted me about that. But then I knew only highway, so the chargers are right at the highway, and we only use Ionity chargers. Porsche can charge up to 270 kilowatt, 250 I think, but very high, up to 50% above 200 kilowatt charging. I saw the charging speed in the Car Maniac video. Tesla Model 3 will charge 190, but I don't know how long. It would be very amazing to see, and then we go with as fast as we can. But I calculated with the Porsche Taycan, with the consumption numbers that I've seen from other videos, that when the distance between chargers is under 100 kilometers, then I can drive 200 kilometers an hour. It will still, the charging speed is still so good that I can consume that much. So it's still better for distance driving to drive at 200 kilometers an hour. But if it's 150, then it's better to slow down a bit and drive 180 or something like this. Oh, that would have been amazing. Where's Cannibal Corpse? Where was I? Doing a great job. I have to go now. Please do more of this, but a bit earlier. Okay, bye, Mario. And thanks again. Thanks, dinner time for me. Well, dinner now. Well, yeah, different time zone, eh? Hey, this isn't Cannibal Corpse. No, it's not. Am I? No, I'm not in the wrong channel, right? Depressing. Nothing is forever. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe with the Ionity prices and Maingau, maybe Maingau has a contract with Ionity, and now they're the only one. Head-up display versus autopilot, the new competition. What do you prefer? I said it before. I don't care about autopilot or self-driving. Just not my thing. If I drive, I want to steer myself, unless the car can 100% drive itself without anything. But I don't want to hold the steering wheel. If I have to hold the steering wheel, I just drive myself. I'm sorry, that's just not my thing. And so head-up display is amazing. In the corner with the glass that comes up, it was okay, but it wasn't needed, because when you look into the head-up display and then you look a tiny bit down, there's enormous speedometer. So I was okay with that. With the head-up display of the ID.3, when it does it on the normal glass and it looks like it's on the actual road, that seems to be very interesting, and it could be amazing. Yeah. Too bad I didn't take the Max. Taycan has base on board 50 kilowatt DC converter for A4 and upgrade available. There are efficiencies in the conversion, at least 40 kilowatt or 50 kilowatt. So normally DC charging doesn't mean that you don't have a charger in the car. DC goes exactly to the battery. That sounds weird. Or has it to do with because the batteries are 800 volt and the charger is 400 volt? Is it because of that? 150 kilowatt upgrade available. Why would you need a... So when you get the Taycan, it only charges... It doesn't charge with 150 kilowatt from the start at Ionity. You have to do something, so pay extra. I went through the configurator of the Taycan once, a long time ago, and it wasn't my thing. But like I said, I read the Taycan manual, and there's a lot of stuff in there that looks very interesting, and so many options. I would have liked that. Would have liked it a lot to get the car. What I think about the Cybertruck? Well, you all know me when it comes to SUVs with big cars. I didn't like the Audi e-tron because it was big. So what do you think I think of the Cybertruck? For me, I'm sorry. It's just 400 volt plus 400 volt, 50-50. Okay. I was reading with the Taycan. I still don't get it. So you need a converter in the Taycan so you can charge 50 kilowatt on 400 volt system, because the battery is 800 volt. Did I understand that right? And so that's why I cannot charge with exactly 50 kilowatt. But again, it's fine. With a Taycan, you get free Ionity charging for a year or 2 years. So of course you use Ionity, if you have it in your country, of course. Cybertruck. I mean, when they showed it, I didn't see the live thing. Did I? No, I didn't see the live thing. I was shocked. I'm sorry, for me it's a horrible, ugly car, and it's just amazingly big, and I don't get the need for trucks. I lived in Canada, in Ottawa for 6 months, and so many people are having V8 trucks, very big things, but there's one person sitting in there, not working, not using the bed or anything. So it was just for me, why are you driving this if you don't need it? So it's just to look big, and sorry, that's just totally not my thing. I want a small car with a lot of range and a lot of power. And I don't want it too low. That's why the ID3 is my thing. It's not too sporty, not too small, not too whatever. Back lever station is only 400 volts, but offer 250. Aha, okay. Yeah. So that therefore Cybertruck is totally out of my thing. And yes, they're totally happy that so many people have pre-ordered the Cybertruck. But hello, $100 for pre-ordering a car. So of course everybody's doing it. When they would have put down 2,000 euros or 1,000 euros or dollars, it would be much less. Link to Beyond Video Taycan system. I don't know what that means. The French authority in February lost 100 Indian quick chargers because of fault detected on 2 units. But you don't come here for any reviews. Okay, I'm not coming to France, but I want to. When I get the ID3, we already planned, my wife and I, a trip to Omaha Beach. My wife is amazingly interested in the whole Second World War, and I was in France before, but she will fly to Paris, and I will go with the ID3. And then pick her up at the airport because she doesn't want to drive 10 hours or more in the car. Then pick her up, and then we go to the Normandy coast and go through all the museums and all the stuff, the historic thing. There would be... Yeah, hi Chris, sounds like the Model 3 would be ideal for me. Model 3, I said it 100 times, I know I repeat myself, is an amazing car. Right now, for that price, you cannot get a better car when it comes to driving, charging, technology, connection, internet, everything. But Model 3, dual motor, long range. The standard range plus is still good, 170 kilowatt charging peak, 400 kilometers of range, and now with internet connectivity, it's still good. But for me, this is where it comes down. Okay, with the long range, with over 500 kilometers of range, I've seen so many videos, and I know this is just an amazing car. My problem with Tesla, and why I didn't go for the Model 3 and right now, is the lack of service centers. The next one is just way too far away if there is anything, and because of I've seen so many people ordering the Model 3 and then having problems from the start where they have to go to a service center. And for me, if I pay so much money, I understand that stuff can go wrong. But if it happens so many times, and if Tesla is more of getting as many cars as possible out and then fixing them later if there are minor issues, that's not my style. And I prefer what Volkswagen is doing right now when they're testing, and giving the employers the cars and testing, and fixing, and then release the car. And then updating it to get all the features. I prefer this approach than to getting a car and then there are scratches or I don't know, stuff that's in there doesn't work. I prefer when I get the car and doesn't have all the functions and then it gets more and more. That's just me. But overall, Model 3 is a great car, except for the no button design. That's not my thing. I want my speedometer in the front. The Model S interior I prefer way more. If the Model 3 would have a Model S interior and they would upgrade the cars how they are selling them in Europe right now, maybe it will change very soon. Maybe they already changed it. I don't know. and more service center. If there would be a service center 30 kilometers, 50 kilometers away, I might think differently. That's very possible. Very possible. What else? What changed? What happened the last, God, 90 minutes? Sorry if I'm boring you. What happened these days? Anything new? In Europe, yes. I still see a lot of Model 3 videos where people are getting the car and then having minor issues. I'm not talking that the car is falling apart, but there's a scratch. There, the paint is not great. The thing here doesn't work. It's tiny things, and I know, yes, but I just would feel better if it has tiny things and it's only a few kilometers and I go there and they fix it and I don't have to go to Munich 200 kilometers for them to fix it. That would be nice. And I want the long range, but the long range is 10,000 euros more than the ID3 Plus. The panel gaps I couldn't care less, unless it's so extreme. I mean, if it's like this or so, then who did this? Somebody showed panel gaps on a what was it? Was it the Mercedes? The EQC or something? I don't know. Panel gaps is not a big problem for me unless the function or you see it from far away. But I have no problem if it's this and on the other side it's a bit more. If it all works, I'm okay with that. But a scratch, so a really scratch or a dent, something like this, that would be a problem. Sorry, a second. There's my acoustic guitar and it makes noise the whole time when I'm talking, so I'm putting this in the strings and then I don't hear anything anymore. Just a second. I always had this, but I never had to talk in here. Now it's over. Quiet. Oh, that's better. Yeah. And a micro scratch is also, I don't know what a micro scratch is, if it's just tiny, tiny, tiny little things, I also wouldn't mind. It's just right now, Model 3, it doesn't give me the feeling that the Standard Range Plus would be the car for me. It could change. Do you like the Ionic EV? Ionic was, I said it before, I repeat myself a lot. Ionic was the first EV I ever drove. It was the 28 kilowatt hour one and it was amazing. But now that I've driven many other EVs, I think it's underpowered, not enough range. And charging power is too low. It has to be updated and I don't think it's possible that the Ionic will get 60 kilowatt hour battery with 100 kilowatt charging. I think it's just too small for that. It doesn't have space. For me, it's a question of whether I keep my ID3 pre-order here in Finland or order a Polestar 2 from Norway. I think those two cars, ID3 and Polestar 2, are very different cars. The same as ID3 and Model 3 long range. It's 10,000 euros more, unless you went for the ID3 Max, of course. Then it's only 3,000 or 4,000 euros more. I think the Polestar is way more powerful, all-wheel drive. The Android system, that you have Android on there and have all the apps that Android has, that's amazing. If the Polestar would be cheaper and more affordable, or have a nice leasing program, I think it would be amazing. A really amazing car. I would consider it myself just because of the power. 300 kilowatt, yes! And all-wheel drive. I want all-wheel drive. I would love the ID3 to have all-wheel drive. But it would also be a bit bigger. It's again Model 3 form, but that's still okay. Do you still think there will be no delay with ID3? I think they will deliver the first ID3s, not all together like they say. I think they will deliver the first ID3s in summer of 2020. Summer goes to September 21st. So if they deliver the first car, hopefully mine, in that date, then they were right. And let's be honest, right now with the whole virus thing, I'm pretty sure nobody would be mad if they say because of this we have to delay it to November or something. But I would so amazingly love to get the car before when it gets cold. I would love to get the car in July, August when it's warm. I don't want to get the ID3 and then do range tests and all of this long distance driving and then it's cold. Ugh. That would be nice if it's warm, so the numbers are more accurate. And then when I get if they would get the car in August and it's warm, I can do the tests. And then 3 months later in December when it's cold, I can do the tests again and show how much impact the no heat pump has. Everybody's afraid that the heat pump is so important for it, and possible it is. Hello. The car itself will be the same price, but of course long distance traveling might be more expensive because Ionity pricing. You mean ID3 and Polestar? As far as I know, that Polestar is still 3,000 or 4,000 euros more than an even ID3 Max. And then Polestar, you don't have the performance package and everything, where it still gets more expensive, and the special color or anything. It's just the base price for that first. Do they call it first edition or launch edition, whatever? Yes, Ionity prices is then, of course, a problem. What are your opinion of the color Moonstone Gray? I think it looks like a prime. I prefer that. That Moonstone Gray, I saw it in real thing. It was the car in Dresden that they had at the racetrack. It looks good. It's fine. I don't like the Turkish thing. That was never my thing. But the dark gray, this gray, and the white looks amazing. I thought that this gray would be the matte gray that some Audis have, but it's not. It's a glossy thing. Where are we? Your daily or weekly to work home journeys, test summer and winter would be more meaningful. I don't know what you mean. You have to explain it a bit. When you think how it is to drive with the ID3 to work and get home even summer and winter, if it's under 200 kilometers, which normally is for work, almost every EV is fine. If you want to test an EV, it's all about long distance driving. Like I said before, the Volkswagen e-up with in winter 200 kilometers of range at 100 kilometers an hour, that's a perfect car to go to work every day. There's no complaint. It's totally fine. You don't need to pay double or more for an ID3 for that. The ID3 you get when you need the features, or if you want to drive far, and I want to drive far. Finland, but Polestar would come from Norway, which is why the prices are the same for me. Ah, okay, cool. You don't have any weird tax thing or customs when you get the car from outside of your country? Yeah, it's true. Commuting. I know the number in Germany for the daily driving that people are doing in average is 42 kilometers. So a lot of people are driving less to work, and a lot of people are driving way more, but average. In some videos, the Mannequin Grey appears to have a purple tint. Did you see that in daylight, or was it just to show that? And I seen it it was in a room with artificial lighting. I couldn't see anything weird. Ranges are well and good, but living with it normally will give a better overall living with it. I am looking at an Unity 1 currently for my commute. Again, if you do your daily commute is under 100 kilometers to work or wherever you have to go, every EV is fine. Especially EVs that have a charging limit, so you can help the battery not degrading too much. And if you can preheat and if you can charge at home, then every EV is amazing. I charged the e-up with a normal plug, a 2.3 kilowatt. It was fine. It was totally fine. We get wet and toll fees outside, you know, we aren't. It's true. Yeah. And by the way, so many people are still complaining with me charging at home with 2.3 kilowatt and oh my God, I'm burning down. No! God damn it. First of all, I never answered those people. It's just too much work. I'm sorry. I have education in electric house installation in Germany. I know how house installation in Germany works. Every plug, socket, or cable in Germany in a house installation can withstand permanent. So the whole time, I don't want to not peak. So for if you have it on the whole time, 10 amps on the 230 volt system, it's no problem at all. And when I made a new socket in my garage, this is not just an extension cable. The normal extension cable that you use are not made for that. Of course, the wires are way too thin in there. I used a house installation cable that I will bury under earth. It has a special plastic outside that it doesn't corrode or whatever. And I also used, because it's 40 meters to the garage, a thicker cable, and it's all fine. And I tested it for overnight charging from what, I don't know, 20% to 100%. It's not, doesn't even get warm. It's that thick, the cable, and it's all fine. Don't worry. Nobody is burning just because I'm charging with 2.3 kilowatt at home on a normal socket. That's fine. If we use more, if we use 3 kilowatt, that can be a problem. Sockets, plugs and cables in Germany can withstand 16 amp at 230 volt, but not for a long time. This is peak. So don't worry, I got this. It works, but I'm also in talk with Volkswagen and a nearby electrician that I may get the ID charger. Volkswagen is talking to Ellie, who's doing the ID chargers, and that maybe, who knows, it's not for sure, especially right now with the whole crap that's going on, that I will get the ID charger and then I can test it and then show you guys what it can do and what it does and how it works and with the app and everything. And then, but of course I need the installation. I don't have a cable going from, I need a fuse box and everything, so I can have a cable to the garage. And then already talked to an electrician here in my town, and he also is giving me a discount if I make a video about it and show him and how they do it, and of course show the logo and everything. Well, we're all, because otherwise it would be just way too expensive. He showed me the number, if what I have to pay if I want a network cable, and again the 11 kilowatt cable, and if I want in the garage then a normal socket, so that they split from the 3-phase down to 1-phase to have a normal socket. And this was was 800 or 900 euros. And then on top would be the ID charger, and even the cheapest ID charger is 400 euros, and there's so 1300 euros to be able to charge with 11 kilowatt. That would be a bit too much for me. But if Volkswagen can do something and this guy can do something, and I spec it down a bit, so it's just the cable and nothing else, no network cable, no 1-phase, then it could be okay. Yes, continuous load. Thank you. Yeah, it's not good. I know. It's not. I don't know all the words. Yes, continuous load. That's what I mean. 230 volt, 10 amps, so 2.3 kilowatt. Continuous load is no problem for the normal house installation in a German house, unless, of course, it's done wrong. But I don't think this is done here. And the cable I used was fine. BMW updating the i3. The i3, I think, has the problem that it cannot fit a bigger battery, and I think this 2019, 2020 now is the time where EVs are going mainstream in the way where people want 400 kilometers of range, which means above 50 kilowatt hour batteries, maybe even 60, and I think the i3 cannot fit that. And that's why you can see BMW already developing. They're going the different way. They're doing the same as Audi. Audi did it with the e-tron, where they converted again fossil in thing, but they're using a bigger car, getting a big battery in. And BMW is the same. They're getting the X i3, whatever, the SUV, and then the i4. Is that right? i4 Next or whatever. So all big cars that can fit big batteries with big range and high charging speed, they're going that way. And Volkswagen, and I'm very happy that they're doing it, that the first car they're delivering is not the ID.4s or something big. I'm very happy that it's a small car. Range extender was. You could put batteries where the range extender was, but batteries need a lot of space. I've just entered here. What EVs is not expensive and have good ground clearance and charge fast and use less and have good range? That's a very hard question. You should start it from the different way. You should start, how much range do you need? So what are you doing with the car? Are you driving long distance a lot, so every month, or are you doing long distance drive once a year, but amazingly long distance, so very far, or are you just driving at home? If you know that, then you know how much range you need, and with the range, you can then look what's the charging speed. So if you need, let's say, 300 kilometers of range, and then you can look at Renault Zoe, the new one, ID.3, Model 3, the standard range, all of this, and then you can think, do I need, what charging speed do I need? Do I want the fastest speed ever? I'm driving 4 or 5 times a week, over 1,000 kilometers daily. Oh my God! Then, sorry to say that for this, it's Model 3. I was gone for a second, I'm sorry. If you're on a budget, then Model 3. If you're not on a budget and you want more comfortable and quiet driving, then Model S. I'm sorry. That's just for that. You do it with a Nissan Leaf 24 kilowatt hour, 1,000 kilometers daily. You're crazy. Huh? You can't even drive 1,000 kilometers a day with a Nissan Leaf with 24 kilowatt hours. I don't believe that. Come on. 24. What is the range with 24 kilowatt hours? I mean, it's an old Leaf. That means 100 kilometers. So you have to charge 10 times. I don't think so. For networking, you can get a Wi-Fi extender with internet port for like Amazon. Information if you need wired network. Yeah, I have a wire. I don't need the wired network in the garage anyways. I have an extender downstairs, and I have it on this side of the house, and I can put another one on this side of the house, and it's fine. Yes, when you have 120 kilometers of range with 80%, that means you have to charge 8 times till you get to your destination. And you have to drive with 100 kilometers an hour. That means you're driving 15 hours. Björn Nieland did the Nissan Leaf with the 40 kilowatt hour battery, and it took him 14 hours to drive. And you do that 4 to 5 times a week? Yeah, a better route planner is really good when it comes to range and stuff and calculate. What I noticed, I have the app on the phone and I try to see what's the best way to get to a special distance with the e-app. But my problem with it is that it doesn't use the chargers I want. So I would love to, but I mean it's a I think it's two guys programming the whole thing. So of course they cannot implement everything, but I would like to say, okay, please only use Ionity chargers. And okay, there's an Ionity charger there. It could go the whole way, but I want to charge there. To yes, you have to set a new location and everything. And for me, I found it faster to do it myself with Google Maps. That's just it. I mean, it's really good, a better route planner to put in all of your data. How much is your reference consumption? How's the weather and everything? It's really nice. Lost, get Tesla semi-truck. That's true. Yeah. At least in a web version, you can prefer and avoid chargers. That's true. I saw that you've got good charging speed on Leaf and using Leaf Spy Pro and drive time to 0.8 kilowatt. Okay. You do what you want. But for 1,000 kilometers a day, I would drive Model 3. Would just be the fastest and the easiest. Yes, with Ionity or with supercharger. That would what I would do. That sounds. With the e-up, I drove the 450 kilometers, and this was already a hassle. Especially since there was only one charger in between, and so after 130 kilometers. Yeah, when I went to Prague, that wasn't my thing. No. Oh, I did something wrong. Yeah, but better route planner is a great thing. What I also when you use it then for navigation, the screen looks weird. If you have a model, if you have an old Leaf with 24 kilowatt hour battery, I'm pretty sure it's just that you have the same space with the Model 3 in the back. YouTube kicked me out. They totally kicked me out. So mean. It just stopped. 2 hours. It was exactly no, it's not exactly 2 hours. That would have been fun. Just you cannot live stream more than 2 hours. Huh? That's true. But like I said, with a better route planner, what I didn't like was the whole driving screen then for navigation. I just love Google Maps. I've been using it for so long. It just works. It's nice. That's something disappointed that the ID3 will not have Google Maps. That's a big advantage for Model 3. Just the same view, how it works, how you search. Yeah, I love Google Maps to go somewhere. I don't like the voice. I don't. If you have that too, it's so annoying when you have internet on and you and you have the voice on in Google Maps. Then it says in 300 meter turn left on this and this road in this and this direction. Then you're there and it says now turn left on this and this direction and so it repeats itself the whole time. That's annoying. Yeah, that's also weird to drive 5,000 kilometers with your dog. No, I think he drives 5,000 kilometers a week, which we all do. And then on the weekend he goes with his car, with his dogs, go for a walk and then drives them around. Everybody needs something different. If I wouldn't have a YouTube channel, I think the e-up would be very close of what I want. Just because I rarely drive long distance, but it would be sad to not have a bit more power within the e-up, to not have a bit more top speed, and have a bit more charging speed. That would be amazing. That's why I think ID3 or Model 3 would be just amazing for me. I didn't know that the Skoda Citigo could never have this. This is the same thing what I just said before with the Seat Elborn and the ID3. I think they will make the Seat a bit cheaper but give it less features. Because when you go in and select the base e-up or Citigo or Mi Electric, the prices are amazingly similar. There's not a lot of different costs. And with the ID3 it will be the same, and the Elborn. So I think that the Elborn just gets less features. I know for sure, that's what Silke Bakschik said in Dresden, it will not have the ID light, so that whole light in the front that shows the charging or when you're asking something, you know. And navigation, the Elborn will not get that. So everything that is how you say that, has to do with ID, the Elborn will not get. The Elborn will be. Yeah, that's true. Citigo, the e-up doesn't have CCS as standard either. That's true. It's not. It costs 600 euros, I think. Or was that e-Golf? I can't remember. But it's wow. When I do the configurator for Skoda, Citigo, Volkswagen e-up, and Seat Elborn, Seat Mi Electric, all three here on my three screens, they're amazingly similar. Really amazingly similar. And it's weird. Volkswagen always has as a different point the incentives we have in Germany, so you can deduct it right away. I mean, you have to do it anyways. They will give it to you, but the others don't have that. So I think they didn't deduct it yet, but I don't know. And I don't think that the price difference is 3,000 euros. What the incentives will be, but they're all three great cars for the money. Hello, 16,000 euros for an electric car with 200 kilometers of range with CCS charging. That's very attractive. What does the Renault Zoe cost now with CCS? When you buy the battery, I'm pretty sure way above 20. Isn't it 25, 27, and then with incentives it's 21, am I right? I don't know. I will learn when I get the Renault Zoe, hopefully at some point when they well, here in Germany they have the restrictions to go out and close everything, especially here in Bavaria. They have it set to April 20th, and then the week before they are talking about if they can decrease the whole safety thing. We'll see if it will happen and it will gets better in Germany. I have to say we're amazingly lucky here in Germany. Seen other countries that are suffering big time, and maybe then I get the Renault Zoe. Who knows? What is the change for 250,000 Norwegian krones? What is this in euro? Anyone know? Isn't this then so 25,000 euros? Is it possible? So 25,000 euros it would be the base price, and then incentives, and then it's 19. I don't know. The Renault Zoe, does it the new Renault Zoe, does it always have CCS? Do you have to pay extra as well? I know that Renault Zoe still has the battery renting thing, and if you want to buy the battery, it's 6,000 euros more. Yes, I've seen a few things about Sweden that are very concerning. That so far they're not so concerned about it at all. And somewhere in the east, what country was that? The one country where the political leader said it's fine, it's all a hoax, it's not true, and then they're playing ice hockey and everything. That's nice. But Trump said the same thing, and now look at him. What? Norway has no tax on EVs. That's amazing. How much is the tax in Norway? Here it's 19? Am I right? 19% is in Germany tax. CCS is an extra standard. Standard with CCS here on the new and no renting of battery. Now, if the Renault Zoe would be only interesting with the new interior and with CCS. I had the Renault Zoe ZE40 with only Type 2 charging of 22 kilowatts. That's again a very nice city car, but long distance, no way. It takes 1.5 to 2 hours to charge the car full, and it had 250, maybe even less kilometers of range. No, that's not a car for me. But if the new one can charge up to 45 with CCS, maybe consumption is good. 25% standard tax. Woohoo! You have money. Your government has money. Where was I? And then with the bigger battery, I know the Zoe has the problem where the 40 kilowatt hour battery Zoe had the range of 300 kilometers, but not on WLTP. And now the new Zoe with the 50 kilowatt hour battery again has the 300 kilometers, but with WLTP. Yes, so that means, what is it, 230 to 250? Yeah, of course. Everybody will do the same. You do it, take a trip, and 22,000 for including the battery. 22,000 euros with the CCS charging, including the battery. That's a great price. But again, you don't have no tax on it. What was the question? Sorry. Yeah, of course. What you're saying is true. Most people are using electric cars at home, go to work, and then sometimes you take a trip. It all depends how far is your trip and how often do you take it. And with me now, with the YouTube channel, and I want to go to events with the ID3 and do some very long distance driving, it makes more sense than the e-up. Just for that. Because of that. Because of range, charging speed, battery size. That's just it. And that's what I said before. Bigger battery means more range and higher charging speed. And that's better for long distance driving. It's not just the range. So a few years ago, when a car didn't have too much range, it was fine if there were enough chargers. Then you just charge in between, it's okay. But now with like the technology is right now, bigger battery means higher charging speed. The battery can just withstand more power to charge in. And then if you have to charge in between, if you only charge for 15 minutes, it's just way better than to charge for 45 minutes. And you see my e-up video, I charged from 50 to 80% and it took so long. 40 minutes, something like this. That's just way too long. Everybody has different things, you know. And about the ID charger from Ellie, I think it will be it's an amazing price for the standard one, where you only have charging 11 kilowatt and that's it. So no internet connectivity, no app or whatever. I think that's amazing for 399 euros. It's really amazing, that price, and it looks fine. I'm sure it works. There's not much to it. Yeah, I've seen chargers, 11 kilowatt or 22 kilowatt chargers that you can build yourself. You get all the pieces and then you can do the whole thing, and still costs more than 400 euros. The other ones where you then have either Ethernet or Wi-Fi connection, and you can see how much did you charge on what day and whatever. I'm sure that's neat. If I buy one, I would not get the Ethernet one. I don't just need the charging. But if Volkswagen wants to provide me one, I'm okay with using the higher models. To test them out, what they can do. That would be really, really fun. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or I think I call it a night. Have to get up in 7 hours. I have to get up at 5 a.m. Work tomorrow. You're all doing well? Everyone okay? That would be very important. I'm okay again. I was sick, but I'm fine. And no testing or anything of any cars right now. Everything postponed. Fine at the moment, that's good. There are no any news about the delays on ID3. I still think that the car will come in September. I think they will delay it from June to September. It's still summer, and I think they will not distribute all the cars, so not all 30,000 first edition. I mean, overall it will not be done in one day. It will go over a few weeks, but now I think it will be later. But they want to deliver the first ID3 in summer. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So if you guys liked it, I thought we can do that more often. It's just, why would I always bring up the topic? It would be nice it's nice that you guys can select the topic as well, and we can talk about stuff. But of course, not every week a lot of stuff is happening, so maybe it gets boring at some point. But okay, I think we'll call it a night. Thank you guys for being here and talking to me. It's very nice. Appreciate it a lot that you were here. 60 people, that's amazing. Again, I apologize that I didn't too much with the e-up. Because of several reasons. Okay. You all take care. Have a great day. Bye.